Okay, we're leaving this lovely little caravan park here in Sandstone. Oh, there is a campus kitchen. Oh. Anyway, we're now going to head towards Paynes Find, hopefully. And Karen is supposed to be taking me there. Oh no, I'm just looking at the GPS. She's got to be going the right way, I think. I should have just turned at the other street, but I'll do this one. Okay. Distractions off the windscreen. Now we're going to find this dirt road.
Take the first left.
That we came in on. Sandstone Primary School. Wow. Right. It's 25 past 8. Gee, I must be late. That's because I had a nice breakfast, as you probably know now. Of bacon and eggs and hash browns. Yum. And I just took my time because there's no rush. No rush to get anywhere today. Anyway, this is the Mount Magnet Sandstone Road coming up. Now I know she's going to take me to the wrong place, isn't it? She's not. Paynes Find Sandstone Road, that's the one, see? Don't trust your GPSs to take you up the back roads. You really have to still pay attention to the signs, right? Menzies is 295. But Paynes Find is off this same road that we came in on yesterday. And that's the one I want to take. They're all open, the roads, so it's good. So it's all gold mining country up here, apparently, which is what made sandstone exist in the first place. Very interesting little history there, if anybody is interested. Google it. It's on Wikipedia. That's the turn off there, that's the Miners Pathway, and we're going to Paynes Find, which is 233. This could well be a paved road, I'm not sure. I was asking a young girl in the visitor centre yesterday because the pub has shut, and the owner of the pub also owned the local shop, and he shut that down too, but then sold it, but it hasn't reopened yet. And I said, well, where do you do your shopping? And she said, Mount Magnet. They have to drive 150 odd kilometres to go shopping and then drive 155 back. So these are pretty special people out here. They, you know, we people who live in towns, big towns and cities, we really don't appreciate, I think, the hardships that these people have to put up with. And they take it in their stride. They don't, oh, it's just something that has to be done. They're the real Australians. That knock bucking and rattling I had yesterday, it did turn out, I don't know whether I mentioned it before, but it did turn out to be the fact that the brackets that hold the rooftop tent to the roof bars must have slightly slackened off, and gradually with all the bumping it's just warped the tent a little bit forward, only an inch or so, but it was enough to make it rattle against my roof rack, the other roof rack that I have on here. And so when I got to the caravan park yesterday, I got the spanners out, loosened all the 4 brackets and just pulled the tent back slightly and then tightened them up, but this time I made sure that they're double tight. Probably won't ever get them off now. Too good to be true. Here comes the dirt. Anyway, that's what we want. 240 k's cattle. What is it? Front end loader. Give him a wave. Good on you, mate. He's probably saying, ah, bastard, look at that, all that dust he's kicking up. Yeah, there's a sign. There's a sign, there's a sign, there's a sign. Nungara Cemetery. I don't think so. I don't like cemeteries for some reason. I was thinking last night when I got to the caravan park and got cleaned up. Oh, here comes a vehicle. One of the best inventions man ever came up with was learning how to heat water. And hot water, got to be the best invention ever. Well, this is a busier road than the Menzies Sandstone one. Well, so far, that's the first car, but I saw a grader too, so that's 2 vehicles on the same road. Wow. Yesterday there was only one. Just pulled up because all the bouncing around I've got some batteries charging on a thing in the front passenger seat. And because they're bouncing around so much, it's come adrift, so I'm just fixing it up, because as I was leaving Sandstone, this is as I was leaving Sandstone, the low battery warning light came on this GoPro that I'm taking this scenery with now. And so I had to stop and change batteries. Now, I did notice I came across one earlier before, just a few k's back, a couple of washouts here, still like ruts in the road, and they're very hard to spot. The sun's gone behind some cloud. There's some sort of misty type clouds today, and it's not real warm. I think the forecast is for about 19 today, so that's not real hot. Oh, here's another vehicle. Oh, this is a busy road then. Previous videos, when you're driving these roads, you are constantly looking out for sharp rocks and like imperfections in the distance that could be hazards, because you never know. It's very difficult to spot potential hazards until you're already right upon them. So you sort of get into that zone where your eyes are actually pinched probably from here to where that sign is now, and that's as far as ahead as you're actually looking, with the occasional glance in your rear mirror in case some person is coming up behind you faster than you're going and going to kick up rocks. Kangaroos going across there. We'll put this one on. Have a look out the back there. You might pick them up. They just crossed the road in front of me, but a fair way ahead, so I can see them. That's the first ones I've actually seen on this trip. I was thinking to myself earlier about how there didn't seem to be many animals at all on these roads these days. You can see how the surface of the road changes depending on the terrain upon which it's built. Look out the back there, you might pick them up. They just crossed the road in front of me, but a fair way ahead, so I can see them. That's the first ones I've actually seen on this trip. I was thinking to myself earlier about how there didn't seem to be many animals at all on these roads these days. Sign Atley Station. That does not mean there's a train there. That's what we call a ranch station. Two distinct like areas in if you talk about, say, Western Australia as a whole. This particular part, the goldfields, has this is the sort of terrain it is around, with these sort of bushes and trees and what have you. And then when you go up north, like you get a little bit further than, say, where we were in Sandstone, once you get beyond that region and you head up towards Newman, you have all that. That's where you get all those little like salt bushy type things, and it's a totally different perspective that you get on the nature of the place, with how the different plants grow in the different areas, you know. And I mean, I know where it's tropical and subtropical and then, you know, temperate and all that sort of stuff, but this whole area of the goldfields from sort of Kalgoorlie all the way through, is that a washout? I don't know. All the way through to, well, where we're going to Paynes Find is sort of this country, like this country. And then from Sandstone, if once you head from Sandstone across, say, to Leinster and then up to Wiluna, and then once you get up on the, say, the Wiluna North Road, you hit the highway again, the Great Northern Highway, and the country changes. It gets those little salt bushy things because you're heading up towards Newman and Karajini. And if you think about that, this whole area here that we're travelling through, this is gold country. And, you know, there's like gold all over Kalgoorlie and Coolgardie and you know, Sandstone, even Sandstone, all those places around, they're all sort of gold mining areas. And then when you hit north, you go north, that's where all the iron ore is, of course. So there's obviously two different geological ages in Australia that, to me, that created these things, like the gold in this area here. And I don't know that they actually get gold up north in, you know, Newman and all those other Paraburdoo and all those places. That's all iron ore country. And it is, so that's probably explains why there's such a difference. It's differences in the soils, because the colour of the soil up north is a lot deeper red. It's almost a deep red brown, and these sands and stuff out here in the goldfields are always this bright sort of red. In particular, when I was at Rolls Lagoon, I noticed that really red sand that's there, and you don't get that up north. It wouldn't be one of my trips without having coffee, because Ryan always comments that it's more like a tour of coffee areas than a trip. So just for you, mate, coffee. But isn't this beautiful? Listen. Contrails up in the sky, people jetting to and fro. And here am I, all alone, out in the wilderness. Oh me! I don't think I'd rather be anywhere else, actually, right now. Neither I would. Anyway, enough of the waffle. Okay, well, now we're off to speed after coffee. I don't know how far it is to Paynes Find now. Let's say it's probably about 180 or something. I don't know how far it is. My Garmin is programmed, but I neglected to download Google offline maps for my Lenovo pad, which I have here at the side of me, and it's got a big screen. And I discovered back at Sandstone that I'd only downloaded a certain number of maps, so I can't actually program this one to show me the plotted route that I did. Like I plotted a route coming up from Lake Ballard yesterday, but I can't do the same today for Sandstone down to Paynes Find, because obviously the area that I downloaded of the map doesn't cover that one, because it just kept giving me messages. So that's one thing I've got to make sure that next time that I download the whole of Australia. I thought I had, but obviously not. But it doesn't matter, because I have 3 GPSs. And I don't really need them, because I have maps as well. I just like to have the gadgetry. Nice blue sky ahead. When I look behind me, there's sort of that misty looking overcasty type sky. So I'm heading in the right direction. Yep, just past the sign, Paynes Find 165. There's another sign. Where are we going to this time? It might be the same place. No. Ah, yep. You and Mary, you and me, station access, you and me I think it is, not you and Mary. So that's another way into it. Must be a mine about road trains entering. Mount Magnet Road across there. So another way to go to Mount Magnet. How far? Doesn't say. Oh yeah, road trains have been on here. All of a sudden the surface changes, it gets really smooth. And it also looks like it's being sprayed. Road. Okay, and then we have Penny West mine sites, you and me, Penny West mine site, Lake Barley Road, yay! Paynes Find now on this Sandstone to Paynes Find road, and as you can see, the surface is it's actually been very good, this one. I haven't come across any really raggedy things. In fact, here's a sign coming up, and I think it probably is about 125. Yep, 125. So the surface of this road is pretty good. And although I hate to encourage you caravanners, you could actually tow your caravan if you're looking for a little bit of a shortcut, to cut out, say, Mount Magnet or whatever, and you wanted to go direct to Sandstone. This road would be okay. However, proviso, of course, only in the dry. If there has been recent rain, this road could be closed, or it would become quite treacherous in wet conditions, as would the Menzies to Sandstone road as well, if you were coming from Lake Ballard up to Sandstone like I did in the previous video. Section. It's about 100 k's out of Paynes Find, but since the 105k marker, it's been this sort of it's not so much the corrugations, I think it's the bedrock underneath. I've come across roads like this before, sometimes going into the stations up towards Broome. They have sort of similar roads with this bedrock underneath, and the sand gets washed away off it, and it gets sort of a little bit uncomfortable. I could drop the pressure on my tyres, yes, but I'm only 100 k's out, and it won't last. It'll change surface soon. But I'm still ticking along at 2250 and about 95 on the speedo. So it's not uncomfortable. Well, blow me down and shiver me timbers. There's a sign that says a parking area. I'm going to take... Is this the one? No, that's where the water runoff goes. So where is it? I'm assuming it could be a kilometre away. There's another sign there. I might have another cup of coffee then. Oh, gee whiz. Where's the parking area? No? Yes? No? Is that it? Did I just miss it? No, here we are. Parking area. Show me the sign. It's for trucks. No, it's not. It's for me. Here we go. No. Look at that. See, you can't park in there. It's over here. Look. What am I doing? Take care, prevent bushfires. Fire restrictions apply. Okay. Well, I'm on this side of the road now then. Oh yeah, look at that. Little area. I'm going to have another cup of coffee. So this little parking area is actually, I just see over there that green sign. That's a 95 kilometre marker from Paynes Find. And you know, if you were coming up this road and you were stuck, you could actually park in here and have a little free camp. There's little areas to drive off, and even if you had a tent or something, I'm sure nobody would mind, as long as you clean up after yourselves. Beautiful. Not that I encourage it, because then everybody will want to do it, but there are some nice areas. But what we're finding is people take advantage of these like free areas, or think they're free, and they destroy them, or they leave their rubbish. So I don't advocate it, but if you were stuck, places like these are still around. But please, look after them. Leave them as you find them. And then everybody gets a fair go. I just left that 95k to Paynes Find rest area there. And the road is still quite up and down, let's say. Now, if you just notice where we pass, off to this side here, it's quite sandy and a lot smoother, but you'll notice that the culverts are very close to the edge here, so you've got to be very careful. Otherwise, you see where the tyre tracks there are, you could actually hit them at speed and do yourself a little bit of damage to the suspension. If you come out into the middle of the road, you're hitting those rocks, you know, the bedrock there. My rooftop tent is rattling on the brackets. There are two metal outrigger type things, and they're hitting the roof bars themselves, so that's another thing I'll have to address when I get home, is put a little bit of padding up there. Anyway, I'm up at 2250 revs, 95 again. You can see and you can hear that, you know, we got a bit of rattling going on. It looks to me like a previous traveller along here has sought sanctuary at the edge of the road, but you do have to be clear and be aware of those culverts. Definitely on this side of the road, it's a lot smoother in the sand, but you see here coming up, whoa, that's a bad one. See, all of a sudden you come across a dip, and a severe dip at that. Smooth as. Change the surface. Oh, smooth. Country's changing a little bit too. We're getting to these little scrubby trees, not the big luxurious ones that we were passing through. road or something. Nandi. This must be what, my third vehicle. This is a busy road. Whoa. I think I prefer the Menzie Sandstone road. No traffic on that. 3 cars. 2.5 hours. Jeez. Here we are, we have a market coming up, so it is 65 kilometres from Paynes Find, and that section of road was pretty good for the last 10 k's at least. Looks to be the second parking area that I've seen. 1k. It's quite strange because the last one was at 95. That was the first I'd seen from Sandstone, and it was 95 kilometres outside of Paynes Find. So, and there's nothing between that 95 kilometre sign and Sandstone for parking and pulling off. You just have to pull off at the side of the road. But here is one. Let's go and have a little bit of a look. It's probably just like the one I came from, a truck parking sign. In there. No? Yep, in there. Just a little bit in off the road. Just to pull off on the side of the road, obviously for the trucks. Roads subject to flooding. Of course it is. We have drought and flooding rains. And lots of minerals. I just passed the turn off to a Pindurana or something station. I have to have a look at that one on the map of the lane. Just recentered my Google Maps on my Lenovo pad here and it's waiting to try and find the location. It was doing fine until press the reset location button. Now it doesn't know where it is. As I say, don't trust Google Maps. I just passed a sign that says 25 into Paynes Find. And the road through this particular area is pretty good too. Smooth. And I've been on the road for just 5 minutes over 3 hours. But of course in that time I've stopped a number of times, had coffee and contemplated. So all in all, that's not too bad going. I'm currently at the 234.5 kilometre mark since leaving Sandstone. So that's pretty good going, I'd say. And we've used just over a quarter of a tank of fuel. Not bad, not bad. Not good, not bad. Well, we just passed into the Shire of Yalgoo. Not Mr. Magoo, Yalgoo. And I'm about 7 and a bit kilometres outside of Paynes Find, and I'm going to look for the, it's not a caravan park, it's a adjacent or as part of the tavern where you can stay overnight, not in the tavern. And I'm going to make camp because I'm tired. And it's 20 to 12 anyway, so nice afternoon, just lazing around, doing nothing, read my book, maybe even have a sleep. And then we'll start off tomorrow and we'll head down towards Muckenbooden, I think. And just as I say that, of course, another vehicle comes along, so here is what, number 5? Number 4 or 5? 5. This is a busy, busy road, this one. Busy. Crikey. Can't a man get any peace anymore? Out of traffic. I just saw a car flash past, and this is obviously the highway, the Great Northern Highway. And then the radio starts. Ah, there we go. There's a truck coming up the road full of wrecks. Are we going to pick him up? Are we? Are we? Are we? There he goes. Oh no, it's not wrecks, it's mining trucks. Crikey. Now, we go left. Woo, back to civilization. Roads. Okay, Woburn is 155. Paynes Find is 2. Parking bay upgrades. Okay.
Continue on 95.
Okay. Now, that sign shows caravans and fuel and things 500 metres. I'm going to go and have a look because that could be the place I'm looking for. If it's the tavern. Great Northern Highway, Paynes Find to Woburn. Everything is open, like we think. I'm getting that noise again. Hang on. We're going this way first. That sign said Paynes Find there, yes. Here we go. That's got to be the caravan park, the tavern. Oh, it's full of miners. Yep. Look at that. Ah, shit. Paynes Find. Well, you can't turn in there, you bastards. Hang on. I've got to do a U-turn then. Maybe. Do I? Did I go down that way? I see cars. Turn round this way. God, mining, eh? Paynes Find this way. Right, we're going to go here. Yep. could be a rowdy place. I don't need fuel. I'm going to have a look at this because if I'm not too happy with it, I'm going to continue on. I thought this would be a quiet little thing. It looks, and it does look like a mining camp.
Turn right onto Paynes Road.
And certainly is the Tavern, Roadhouse, and Paynes Find Tavern and Roadhouse. We might have a little reconnoitre. And that over there looks like the camping area. Yes. Okay. Might have to be a little wander around. Right, well, we've booked into the caravan park. Now, wait till you see where I'm going. But hey, this is interesting because it's a pub and it's a mining camp sort of combined, and it should be an experience. This, I'm going round through here where this gentleman is standing, and he's going to think that I'm could have camped there, but it's wet. So over there where that tree is, that's going to do me. It's right backed onto the road, but hey, who cares? I sleep like a, well, I snore like a trooper, and somebody else has actually been backed in there at one stage anyway. So. And I'll probably have a hamburger in here anyway, so it's not like I have to cook. I'll take you on a tour in a minute of my next abode. That'll do. So, here I am. There's a truck. There's the back fence. The petrol bowsers are over the other side. And this is the camping area at the, where are we? Paynes Find Tavern. And through there are the public toilets. And over there in that building where there's a light on and just past that sprinkler is the showers and toilets, which I'm allowed to use for my $10 per person per night. Well, as I say, this will be an interesting experience, I would think. Mining, eh? And then if you're really so inclined, you can stick your head in there. So here we are in the tavern. I'm waiting. I'm going to sit outside and I'm having a hamburger. This is a great little place, and in there is a lounge bar, but there's people sitting in there at the moment. And then in there, over through there, is another bar, a big truck on the wall. And I'll go out and I'm going to sit outside. Hopefully the flies aren't gonna bother me. Oh, look at this guy. The one above the door. A little gecko climbing up the wall. Well, I'm sitting here in the Paynes Find Tavern and Roadhouse, waiting on a nice hamburger with some chips, and I booked in for the night, as you probably already know. And the lady says that it's absolutely full, chock-a-block full of main roads workers, miners, blasters, shot blasters, all sorts of people. So this should be an interesting experience tonight, and I'm looking forward to it, to see how things happen out here in the Wild West. Wow, this is my hamburger lunch, and this is just the standard hamburger. Wow, glad I didn't order with the lot.